Welcome back to Stellaris, ladies and gentlemen. The Rothalian Galactic Empire has recently conquered the Igarian civilization, a Iron Age civilization, so I'd like to set myself a real challenge, and subsumed them into our empire. They're not very happy, but that's to be expected when you're running around with swords as militant isolationists and all of a sudden men from the sky with lasers come and kill most of you. They now make up 25% of my imperial population. Oh, there's an emancipation movement growing. They want to free all slaves. How dare they? Where are they coming from? The faction seeks an end to slavery. What? I don't know where they've come from. But they've just appeared. Managed faction. Let me guess. They're going to be... can I see where the populations are? On Delaga Spring. Yep. As I suspected. Well... you really didn't see that coming, people? You were always going to be enslaved. You are, after all, alien scum. Right, I've got some work to do on Delaga Spring. First thing I want to do is build some sort of administration. Some sort of administration facility. So, reassembled ship shelter. I'm going to build that. From the husk of my advanced technology that I landed on their planet, I will build an administration centre. Furthermore, I'm going to nip over to Hydrax. Ooh, we have recovered artifacts from an alien civilization on Fulus 3. Our scientists think they inhabited this region of stars roughly 6 million years ago. Based on the age of the artifacts, the aliens... Based on the age of the artifacts, the aliens called themselves the Yut, and appear to have been very large and flat arthropod analogues. It seems that a single individual could reach a length of nearly 100 meters as an adult. It was apparently exceedingly rare for more than 2 or 3 Ute to travel aboard the same starship. Interesting. And I'm not just saying that, that is very interesting. But to continue, I need to go to Hydrax. I need to take one of my populations. You will do. There are no other core planets that can receive... so I need to have... I want to move one of my populations over to Delaga Spring, so that I've got presence of my own race as like a ruling class on that planet. However, it appears that I can't do that because I need to have a planetary administration building in order to do that. Reassembled ship shelter is the first stage going towards that particular building. So I'm on the right track. This asteroid is actually a chunk of what was once a habitable and probably inhabited planet. Regular but overlapping fracture patterns indicate that the planetary demolition was intentional and controlled, if somewhat rushed. All signs to it pointing towards being the home world of whatever species destroyed it. We may never know what drove them to consider planetary annihilation to be the lesser evil, and perhaps we should be grateful for that. That would be that planet researched then. So what am I going to do with this science ship? There's still an anomaly over here. So I will research the anomaly with said science ships. 15% risk, and it's a faint alien signal. So yeah, we'll investigate that. Shadow science is going along nicely, and it is. So Delaga Spring, I feel, is going to take quite a while to get built up. If I look why they're unhappy because there's a stellar culture shock, because they're enslaved, because my culture even allows slavery and allows purging and allows migration and doesn't allow voting rights and doesn't allow them any say in leadership, and we allow native alignment, and we're collectivists, and we're their alien overlords. I think it's safe to say these guys are never going to be happy. They're never going to be happy at all. What can we do? What can we do about that? Very little, I think. So they're malcontent slaves, they seek emancipation. They're not going to get it, and that's those guys. Although they seem to have one of our own leading up their little revolution. Whereas our guys are relatively docile. An abandoned life pod was detected in close orbit of Alpha 3. It's covered in scorch marks, presumably from when the pod's mothership exploded. Preliminary scans reveal it was built more than 5,000 years ago. The crew of the Pobono managed to open the pod, revealing the withered remains of a reptilian alien clad in a resplendent uniform. Clutched in one of its claws was the small picture of another individual from the same race, possibly a mate or a revered leader. That gives us some society research points, so it was worth doing. Both my science ships seem to be inactive now, so whoopsie-daisy. Oh no, I do want the galactic map, that's exactly what I want. So one of you can survey this system, and the other one can, well, do relatively nothing, it seems, because there are no more systems left to survey. Just go home. Just go home. Yeah, that's every system within the range of our wormholes is going to be surveyed, with the exception of Cephas and Tystra, which we currently can't survey because they've got hostile alien life forms in them. So perhaps my next stage should be to increase my navy. However, I really don't want to increase my navy because I want to save up for a colony ship. And increasing my navy is going to make it so much longer before I can do that. What's the food situation like on this planet? I got 6, so right. I don't know why you're not enslaved. You really should be enslaved. It's very rude that you're not enslaved. Oh, there we go. That gives us a little bit more energy. And that'll give us more energy still. Growth is not a huge issue, and we still have enough food. So it'll slow the growth of my population down. 1.1 a month. If I have this guy over here, it's 1.6 a month. Actually, it slows it down quite a bit. And maybe better just to suck up the slow energy generation for the moment. How's Alford coming along? Because I'm supposed to be building a... Yes, I am still building our outpost there. It's slow going, but it's happening. And then I'll be able to claim the minerals that are in there. Oh yes, but what I can do now is... well, I can't do anything because I've only got the one construction ship, but this is mine now, so I can build a station and get some energy from Piscus and Cadrana, which is great. That is actually good. You know what? I'm going to build another space. I'm going to build another construction ship. The colony is just going to have to wait a little bit for now. I mean, I've got my new system in Cadraga, which is something. I think it's best to focus on getting my infrastructure up rather than just holding out desperately waiting for that colony ship, because it's going to take forever at this rate. I'm only getting 5 energy and 15 minerals a month, and I need 450 and 350, I think, in order to get them. What was it? Colony ship. Yeah, 345 minerals, so it's going to take a long time to get that. Unless I significantly boost my mineral input, and I think that's the way I'm going to have to go. I'll also be able to build a wormhole station here in this system, and that'll further increase my range, so I'll be able to do some exploring out this way, Chelub and Elamar, maybe even as far as these systems over here in the Shilligan Nebula. I want that system as well. There's two systems that I want. I want the Full-House system, I want the Thrift system, I want the Alphard system. I'm very conscious that we're in a small galaxy with a lot of competition. So if I don't grab them quick, I might never grab them at all. I wonder if there's anything I'm going to be able to do to bring these guys under control. Except perhaps, you know, purge them all. Which will cause... Will it cause unhappiness? I'm not sure it will cause unhappiness, given that... They're still growing, and they're already enslaved, they're still growing. I'm not sure it will cause unhappiness, given that I've got a collectivist empire. I might be able to get away with the purge. I suppose we'd find out if I started doing it. But I mean, if they're just going to cause problems, they're never going to be happy, they're never going to fit in. They've got ethics divergence through the roof. 36% ethics divergence. I mean, I could do re-education campaigns, that reduces it by 10%. They're still going to be going in the wrong direction. Is there anything else I could do to reduce their ethics divergence? So I could reduce it, if I got rid of encourage free thought as well, I'd knock 25% off it. They're still going to have 15% ethics divergence, which means I'm never going to get them on board with my civilization. At least not with the tech and whatnot that I've got now. If I could genetically modify them and beam happy rays straight into their eyes, things might be different. So how's that construction of that ship coming along? It seems to be taking a while. I'm paused. God, I feel so stupid. Let's make it up a bit by going at the fastest speed. Because I've just been sat there doing absolutely nothing.
Construction complete.
We are receiving a transmission from the Uvazavani Confederation. They appear to have successfully translated our language. Diplomatics are now open. All hostilities between us have ceased. They are slaving despots. Huh. Sounds familiar. I speak for Executive Yedic and the wealthy elite of the Zuvazavani Confederation. Your alien ways are objectionable to us, but perhaps we can still engage in limited trade, assuming your inferior civilization produces anything of value. So they are collectivists, which means we could get on well together. Unfortunately, they are fanatical xenophobes, which means we will absolutely not be able to get along with them. They will not like us at all. How should we respond? We could say, you will find yourself no match for us. We could say, we will fight for our right to exist. Or we could say, we will not be held back. We will not be held back. Zavani. The news that we've encountered alien life for the first time has been received with mixed feelings by our populace. Confirms what we have long suspected. We are not alone in this galaxy. Each new alien species we encounter represents both an opportunity and a threat. We must be wary. These particular Xenos have a level of technology roughly similar to our own, indicating that we achieved spaceflight at roughly the same time. Do we know much about them? Do we know where they are? Yep, they are over here. There's Zuvazithani Prime.
Construction complete.
So, yes, as suspected, they don't like us. Their xenophobia naturally makes them unfriendly towards us, but they don't hate us. They're just unfriendly towards us. And we are an equivalent power. Construction complete, I believe that would be the construction ship. So I want you to head over there and build a mining station to give us a boost in our energy input. And we will use the boost in our energy input to build mining stations for minerals. Anomaly found. A small rectangular object on the surface of the planet is deflecting all scanning beams like a mirror. Our sensors are unable to determine the material composition. Where is that? Let's find that. So that's over in the Madacram system. So I'll leave it be for now because it's got a 30% failure risk, but it's far enough away from our other contacts that they're probably not going to get around to it anytime soon. And this outpost is nearly complete. And once that's built, that puts a claim on the system. Because they are right there, which I hadn't realised, this may inflame some border tensions. Excellent, that brings Thrish within our borders now, which means that nobody can claim it without coming through me first. Just out of interest. Oh, what's going on? Borders closed. You are not allowed. We have allowed you to move about freely in our territory too long. Today we draw this line. Fair enough, pal. Policies NFL. Yeah, they don't like our border border friction's brought it down. This is going to bring it down even further because I'm closing our borders to you. Why would our ship's presence be a problem to you? It's really not, but you know, tit for tat. You block us, we block you. However, if you were interested in a trade deal, I would be willing to do absolutely nothing. Yeah, you can go sod yourselves. You ain't getting nothing from me. I'm not afraid of you, despite the fact I have no military. But we've got our frontier outpost. It's costing us a bit of money. It's costing us a bit of influence. Oh my god, my scientist has leveled up. Yeah, it's costing us a bit of money, it's costing us a bit of influence, but we're going to make all that back. It's not going to be a problem. The first thing is to get that blooming mining station sorted. What's going on Hydax? Let's clear that blocker and build more energy creation. Because that's all this planet's about now. I mean, my home world, it basically seems to exist to keep us in positive energy flow while everything else falls apart. I'll tell you what I will do with Delogi's Spring is I'll recruit Planetary Governor, because that'll boost the happiness. Boosting clientele, boosting building. I'm going to recruit this governor, and he'll give +2 happiness and some building cost improvements and things like that to these guys. That's that mining station finished. We're going to move here to prepare to build another mining station, but we're not going to build it yet. Before we do that, we're going to focus on... I don't know, the energy deficit's pretty bad. Even the booster 2 that I'll get from this mining station could be a big boon. Wow, there's a lot going on in this system. I didn't realise there was a habitable planet here.
Research complete. Construction complete.
A small planet with a large surface area, or a large habitable surface area. Research complete. Defence platforms has been complete. You can get Betharian power plant, army damage, mineral storage capacity. We're going to take Betharian power plants, which unlocks potential strategic resources. You just go into orbit of Hydra as well, there's nothing for you to do. You build that mining station. I am going to focus on boosting up my energy income a bit, because I get the feeling I might need that to support a military fleet, even though these guys are sitting patiently waiting to build mining stations around these asteroids. Also do with boosting my influence somehow. a very attractive population, those guys, but make an example and harsh. Oh, those are beautiful. Instantly purging it. This I don't understand, in that there's different things you can do to manage factions, but some of them are so much more expensive than the others and seem to have exactly the same effect. They both have minus... well, that purges a population as well. System survey complete. Now that is a sexy looking system. It's got a planet, it's got lots of minerals. Should I risk doing that? You know what? Research it, pal. Go for it. Just do it. I've just realised something. Ages ago, I researched solar panels, and they go on your spaceport. And if I add solar panels to my spaceport, I get an extra 3 energy per month. So that's another way I can boost my energy input. So I really should have been paying attention to that. Building infrastructure. And building infrastructure is not the most exciting thing I could be doing. Well, it is the most exciting thing I could be doing. It's the only thing to do right now. Unfortunately, we've gone past the 20-minute mark, so even though we haven't had a great deal going on in this episode, I am going to have to call it. The mineral count is slowly increasing. Look, we're at +5 now. The guys on the planet that I took over are still miserable. Oh, there's more of them now. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, there's more of them. They're still miserable, but there's more of them. We'll focus on building that planet up a bit soon, after we've sorted out the mining issue that we've got going on. And then I think we're going to have to build a fleet. So, thank you for watching. I will see you next time.